So approach 2, remember we said we wait for price to react at a higher time frame point of interest. Yeah, let's say this is the higher time frame point of interest. We have this one as a higher time frame POI, and then we also have this one as a higher time frame POI. Yeah. Remember I told you these higher time frame POIs, you're going to choose them from swing highs. So make sure you choose that unmitigated order block, or that unmitigated weak, or that imbalance fill. Get it from a swing high or from a swing low. You get? So let's say price is like here. What we want to see is price coming here, and like if it taps here into the higher time frame, it gives us a swing high and swing low on the middle time frame of that higher time frame, like this. Then on the internal time frame of this other time frame, like I'm going to show you, it gives us a valid range. And then for this strategy, for this approach, you take 1 to 5 is good. 1 to 5 you can achieve it. It's achievable with this one, because it would be like a very long distance from for price to come here and all this. So the reaction could be big enough if it's coming from this small zone here. So the other factor to consider is the premium and discount. So if let's say your higher time frame point of interest is here, yeah, you will pull your Fibonacci. You pull your Fibonacci from here, this high that has a higher time frame POI, to the low where the what? Where the whatever started, the retracement started. So you pull it from here to this low here. Yeah, and then here we get this is the premium, and then this is the discount. Now the logic behind this the approach 2 is that price is fractal, and for it the reason as to why it has it has a high win rate of like 80% is that for it price first taps into a higher time frame point of interest, and for it to tap into a higher time frame point of interest, we must consider that higher time frame point of interest, like that swing high, we must consider that on its middle time frame it gave us a bearish QM. Must have given us a bearish QM at that area. Yeah, must have given us a bearish QM at that area, meaning like this would be a valid range if we have a bullish QM here too. Now see how price comes into that area at that bearish QM, and then it gives us on the internal time frame, the internal time frame of the higher time frame here, it gives us a swing high and a swing low, and then also on the internal time frame of this internal time frame of the higher time frame, still it gives us a valid range here. Yeah, so when it gives us all those requirements, like it fulfills all those requirements, there's a lot of backup according to the fractal nature of the market for it to like actually work out. Like it's having a lot of backup. There are a lot of confluences, but rather than just choosing ranges out of the blue like how I've been showing you, that one has a low rate because you're not even following the trend, you're not even looking at the higher time frame perspective, remember the higher time frame is stronger than the lower time frame. So it could give you losses because you might be looking at the lower time frame, you're seeing bearish ranges, yet on the lower time frame, you're in a discount level. So you end up losing in all those bearish ranges that you're using because you didn't look at the higher time frame. So that approach one is for lazy people. So but again, if you're lazy, you can take it. That win rate is also not bad. It's not bad. So this is what you do, and even if it's this higher time frame, now if this lower time frame is not valid, price is just going to, like, if it's not going to work, price is just going to come and do this. It's just going to break through it. So you mark these POIs, but then when price comes and goes through it, you just delete it. For you, your role is to sit, mark your higher time frame points of interest, and then sit and wait for price to tap into them. When you see that price has tapped into it, you start stalking that area and see, are we getting our confirmation? Like, are we getting a range? Like, while price is at that area. So if the higher time frame point of interest will not hold, of course price will just do this and go. Now let's say it has gone through this and then it has come to this one. You still have this. You still have this. Price comes and then it taps into the what? The higher time frame point of interest. You get a swing high, a swing low. On the internal time frame of this other time frame, you get internal range liquidity, like you get a valid range. Then you're validated to what? To sell, like 1 to 5. But again, you don't forget the what? About the premium and discount, whatever logic. Now the other thing is that even if it's not the first high that has happened here, even if there is another high that has, like, another swing high, swing low that has happened, like at around this area here, like this. For as long as price is above, as long as price is within the premium level, you can do whatever you want. You can, like, get any valid range that shows up in this area, within this zone of the premium, you can sell. Now let me invert my screen for the bullish example. Now for the bullish example, you would be choosing on the higher time frame, you would be choosing swing highs, I mean swing low. You would be choosing swing low, and you wait for price to come, tap into the swing low. The higher time frame point of interest. Make sure that there is a bullish QM here. Let me also mark this one here. Make sure that there is a bullish QM here and also here for that higher time frame point of interest to be valid. So when price comes and taps into this, or maybe also price comes and taps into this, you know what to do. You just go to the internal time frame of this high time frame and then start getting ranges. Now see, this is now the premium, now this is the discount, since we are in bullish example. If price ever exceeds this slide that separates the discount and the premium, and then starts forming other bullish ranges side up, that is risky. I would only want you to take those ranges in between this. So that's the fractal nature of the algorithm. That is what it does. What will happen on the higher time frame will happen on the lower time frame. What will happen on M15 will happen on M5, it will happen on M1, it will happen on the 30 seconds time frame. You get? It will happen on all those time frames. still could, like whatever happens on 1 hour will happen on 1 minute, will happen on 30 seconds, will happen on 5 seconds, 1 second, things like that. So let's get the examples. I'm going to start with this example. Okay, I'm going to start with this example. Where is it? Okay, we have this one. Price is inverted. Now we had this one. You can see this is a swing low, right? So when price tapped into this, this is a swing low on H1, and you know the time frames to use. You saw them in the book and how to use them and all that. But we are going to go over it again. So remember, we say the internal time frame for H1 is M15, right? Now, in this approach, if your point of interest is H1, of course, the internal time frame is going to be M15. But again, that M15 is the one you're going to wait for price to tap into the POI and get swing low, swing high. Now, if you've got a new swing low, swing high on M15, you go to M5. Yeah, you go to M5 for the range. Now, for that, for the H1 case, it's different. You can do that if maybe the point of interest is very big. Now like how you can see this one. Then you can use M5 for the swing low, swing high. So we had our higher time frame POI, and then we waited for price to come and tap into it. But then on the internal time frame, we have to ensure that there is a valid what? Bullish QL here. And then here we had it. Yeah. And then when price tapped here into the higher time frame point of interest, we started looking for ranges. Yeah. Started looking for ranges within the discount. So now here we had this. When you go to the lower time frame, you can see this was a swing low, swing high, and then on the M5, you can see it's the same theory as the approach one, just that for it you have to, it's the same theory as it one, just that for it you have to wait for price to come and tap into a higher time frame point of interest, and then you do the approach one after price has tapped into a higher time frame point of interest and also is in a discount level, or in a what is it called, a premium level for sales. So here we had a valid valid range, we had a bullish QM, internal range liquidity, and then we had the bearish QM, and then we got our entry. Now this one, you just target 1 to 5. 1 to 5 is always a sure. Yeah. Now you see the reason as to why you should not set break even. The reason as to why you should not set break even is because now look, price went up and then it came back to entry point, and then it went up, and then again it came back to entry point, and then finally it went up. So someone that would have set break even wouldn't have made any money. Yes. And to me, break even is a loss because they take your commission. You don't make money, but again they chop your commission from your account. So it's still considered a loss. Let me go to the next pair. This one was last week. This one is going to show. You can see. I don't know. Why did I do this? Here's an example from last week. This one gave us 3 trades. 3 trades. 1, 2, 3. Why? Because all this long price was in a what? In a discount level. So you just mark these POIs like this, and you mark it with its time frame, so that by the time price comes and reaches that area, you know like the lower time frame to go to for swing high, swing low, and the lower time frame to go to for the internal, for the range. So you just mark it like this, and then you wait patiently for price to come and what? And tap into it. So now this one, it was H4. Yeah? It was H4. Now what was this one? H4. Here. For approach 2, by the way, you don't say, well, I'm going to take the you don't ignore like the new swing highs and swing lows that have been formed. Just go and mark whatever that hasn't been mitigated yet. Anything that has not yet been mitigated, but as long as it was formed for a reason, and it was left unmitigated for a reason. That is why price will come back anytime for those POIs. Yet, you see, price could go up and all that, but then it still comes back to that zone, whether which day or now you see this one was created in January, but then price came back at the end of February. So all those POIs have reasons why they created. Now this one on H4, it was the imbalance field on H4. So you go back, you go to H1, and then you make sure you have your swing high here. Your bearish QM. That one is the password for the higher time frame POI. So we see we have it here, the bearish QM, and then after price tapping into this, we know that okay, now we are going to go to M15 for what? For the range. For the swing high, swing low. Now for this one, we had the swing high here, the first trade. We had the swing high and then a swing low here. And then you go back to M15. I mean M5, because you've now got a swing high and swing low on what? On M15. So you go to M5, the internal time frame for M15 and C. Do we have a valid range? Yeah, we had it here. We had a bearish QM, a bullish QM, internal range liquidity, and then your point of interest. The price here slightly above this, and then this 1 to 5. 1 to 5 is good for this. So be good. Now this other trade, you can see. Now for this other trade, for it, what confirmation? I mean, what was the higher time frame for this one? For this range, there was a range that was formed here, but it was formed on. I mean, its swing high and swing low was formed on 8-1, as you can see. Swing high, swing low. Then on the lower time frame, I mean its internal time frame, you come and get this: a bearish QM, a bullish, and then internal range liquidity, and then you go in. Now, but for this one, I don't see any internal range liquidity. No, wait. This is the QM. This one I don't see any internal range liquidity. It means I used another thing, and I don't want to confuse you. I used another range type, and I don't want to confuse you. So this one we shall not consider it. So okay. So we had this first trade, and then we shall consider this one as the second trade. We had a swing low, I mean swing high, swing low. The POI here was the unmitigated weak here. So we go back to M5 and see. We have a valid range. Yes, we had a valid range here. We had a bullish QM here, internal range liquidity, and then a bearish QM, and then we got in here, and then we sold 1 to 5. So I've forgotten to mark the words, the whatever. This is how you should mark the words for the discount and the premium. I told you from the area of interest, like from the point of interest to the area where the retracements like starts from to come back to this area. That is where you mark that this is my premium, this is my discount, and you can see as soon as price reached the discount. See, these things are calculative. Yeah, you have to calculate. This is 50%, this is also 50%, and you can see as soon price came, tapped into H4, came here, like it tapped at the 50% level and then it reversed immediately. So do you think that happens by mistake? Or do you think that happens randomly? There is a reason, and you should know. Yeah, you should know why. So that is it. That is it for those ones. Yeah.